Finders keepers. When literary Finders keepers. When literary passion turns lethal. Part 1. Introduction. The price of a wrong ending. Welcome back to the channel. Let me ask you something. Have you ever finished a book and felt so betrayed by the ending that you wanted to scream? Have you ever felt that the author completely ruined a character you loved? Most of us just write an angry review online or throw the book across the room. But in Stephen King's Finders Keepers, literary disappointment leads to cold-blooded murder. The story begins in 1978, when a legendary but reclusive writer is executed in his home. Why? Not for money, not for fame, but because he gave his most famous character an ending that one fan couldn't forgive. Today, we are diving into the second installment of the Bill Hodges trilogy. This isn't just a crime novel, it's a terrifying exploration of the dark side of fandom and the power of the written word. Let's find out what happens when a long-buried treasure resurfaces and pulls a desperate boy into the crosshairs of a monster. Part 2. The Buried Treasure and the New Players. In Finders Keepers, King masterfully connects a crime from the past to the tragedy of the present. 1. Morris Bellamy, the critic with a gun. Morris is perhaps one of King's most chilling human villains. He is obsessed with the Jimmy Gold novels written by John Rothstein. To Morris, Jimmy Gold isn't a fictional character. He is a symbol of rebellion that the author sold out. In 1978, Morris robs Rothstein of his life and his greatest prize, dozens of unpublished notebooks containing more Jimmy Gold stories. But before he can read them, Morris is sent to prison for another crime, and his stolen treasure is buried near a creek. Morris is a mirror of the fanatical Annie Wilkes from Misery, but with a much more calculated, cold-blooded edge. 2. Pete Saubers, The Boy in Destiny. Fast forward to the present day. Pete Saubers is a teenager whose family is falling apart. His father was a victim of the Mercedes Massacre from Book 1, left permanently disabled and unable to provide for them. While exploring the woods behind his house, Pete finds the box Morris buried decades ago. Inside are thousands of dollars and the priceless Rothstein notebooks. Pete uses the money to save his family, but in doing so, he unknowingly marks himself. He becomes the Finders Keepers of the title, inheriting both a fortune and a death sentence. 3. The Return of the Power Trio. As Morris is released from prison after 35 years, his only goal is to find those notebooks. When he realizes a young boy has found them, the chase begins. This is where our heroes from Book 1 return. Bill Hodges, Holly Gibney, and Jerome Robinson are now running a private investigation firm. The Keech TNH, the high-stakes tension, peaks as they race to protect Pete. The highlight here is Holly Gibney's incredible character growth. She is transforming from a fragile woman into a formidable detective, proving that her unique mind is the team's greatest weapon. Part 3. The Power of the Page. What makes this book truly addictive, is how King weaves a thriller around the philosophy of literature. The author-reader relationship. The book asks, who really owns a story? Does it belong to the person who wrote it, or to the millions of people who live inside its pages? To Morris, the author is a traitor. To Pete, the author is a savior whose words gave him the strength to survive his family's crisis. Literature as salvation and danger. King shows us that books can be a literal lifeline. Pete's love for the Rothstein notebooks is pure, but it forces him to lie and put his life on the line. The prose is vintage King, gritty, observant, and deeply psychological. He builds a bridge between the 1970s and the digital age, showing that while technology changes, human obsession remains exactly the same. Part 4. The Twists and the Shadow of Brady. Even though Finders Keepers works as a standalone crime novel, it is also the bridge to the finale of the trilogy. The Hospital Bed Mystery. While Hodges is busy with the Rothstein case, he continues to visit Brady Hartsfield, the Mercedes killer, who is currently in a vegetative state in the hospital. But strange things are starting to happen in Brady's room. Objects move. People feel uneasy. King starts to sprinkle in the supernatural elements that he is famous for. This itch at the back of the reader's mind builds a secondary level of suspense. We know that while Morris is the immediate threat, the ultimate monster is slowly waking up. It's a brilliant piece of narrative engineering that keeps you hooked on both the present mystery and the coming storm. Part 5. Conclusion. A perfect sequel. Finders Keepers is a masterclass in psychological suspense. It proves that a human mind fueled by obsession is just as dangerous as any monster under the bed. It's a story about the weight of secrets and the realization that sometimes finding something isn't a blessing. It's a curse. Thank you for joining me for this review of Book 2. If you found a box of unpublished work by your favorite author, would you turn it into the world or would you keep it for yourself? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the final review in the Bill Hodges trilogy, End of Watch, where the supernatural finally explodes into the real world. Until next time, keep reading, stay alert, and remember, finders keepers, losers, get murdered. Goodbye.